This video is for 8.3, which is for distance formulas. In this video, we're trying to find the distance between 2 points. Okay. Now, to do that, we gotta imagine, if we will, a right triangle. Okay. Now, with this right triangle, this side right here, from -2 down, this side is 3 units long. And from 1 all the way over here to 9, this one is 8 units long. Well, how do we find the distance of that third leg? We always use the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So in this case, we would have 3 squared plus 8 squared equals what? 3 squared is 9 plus 64, and I'm going to do that on my calculator. Is 73. I just wanted to make sure I got it all right. And so the distance here is the square root of 73. Now it says it wants an exact answer, not decimal. Okay? When it says that, it means it wants that number right there. And that is my answer, the square root of 73. So I'm just going to put that right here, square root 73, and we're done. If I did the square root of 73, I would get a very long decimal. But it doesn't want a decimal. It wants the exact answer. Whenever it says exact answer, it wants the radical symbol. So how does that work? How can I do that without drawing the right triangle? How can I figure it out based on just the coordinates? Well, what we have here is we have our first set of coordinates and our second set of coordinates, and it doesn't matter which one's which. It could be 2 and 1. It doesn't matter as long as you keep them straight. We have 1, comma, -2, and we have 9, comma, -5. Those are the two coordinates right here. What we need to do is subtract them. Okay? Now it doesn't matter which way you subtract them. You'll get the same number either way as long as you keep it straight. If I subtract down, if I take 1 minus 2, then I always have to do 1 minus 2. If I do 2 minus 1, I always have to do 2 minus 1. Doesn't matter. In this case, I'm going to just subtract. 1 minus 9 is -8, and -2 minus a -5 is 3. Now what I want to do is just square them. -8 squared is 64, and 3 squared is 9. If I add those together, I get 73, and just take the square root of that answer. And we see that's what we got earlier. Okay? So it doesn't matter which one you use, as long as you just always do, like the distance formula, x1 minus x2 or x2 minus x1. As long as you do the same thing to the y value, you're fine. So let's give number 2 a try. Number 2, calculate the distance between these 2 points. Okay, I'm not going to draw a triangle. I'm just going to use the numbers here. I have -1 and -2. I have 4 and -8. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to subtract. What's -1 minus 4? That would be -5. What is -2 minus -8? That would be 6. Minus a negative is the same thing as plussing. So now I'm going to square them. And I have 25 plus, and we just remember we add them together, 36. 25 plus 36 is 61. Put a square root there, and that's our answer. because it wants an exact answer. No decimals. So the square root of 61. Number 3. We have 2 points, -3 and 6, 1 and -1. We're going to subtract them. -3 minus 1 is -4. 6 minus a -1 or plus 1 is 7. We're going to add those two numbers, the square of those two numbers together. What's -4 squared? That's 16. Plus what's 7 squared? That's 49. 16 plus 49 is 65. And we'll take the square root of 65, and that's our answer right up here. The square root of 65. Number 4, same thing. -7, (9), -2, (1). Let's subtract them. -7 minus a -2 is -5. 9 minus 1 is 8. We're going to square them. -5 times -5 is 25, plus 8 squared is 64. And 25 plus 64 is 89. Take the square root of that, and that's our answer. Square root of 89. Always remember to take the square root of the answer. Last one, the same thing. We have -3 and -2, and we have 5 and -7. Let's subtract them. -3 minus 5 is -8. And -2 minus a -7. I'm going to do that on the calculator just to make sure I get it right. Is 5. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. There's no shame in using a calculator. Now we're going to square those answers. -8 squared is 64. And 5 squared is 25. We add those together. 64 plus 25 is 89. And that doesn't simplify, so we just take the square root of that, and that is our answer, the square root of 89. That's how you do the assignment. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.